Well, hello. Don't call it a comeback because it's not. Our channel description did say we're gonna, upload once every two months, but this time was a bit longer. But I don't want to spend too long on this part of the video, so let's get into it. The Fallout Iceberg explained. So this is gonna be like, your normal iceberg, except I'm gonna kind of have it in tiers. I think some of them do it in tiers, but the way I'm gonna kind of judge it is, obviously it's well known. That's gonna be at the top, and it's not well, stuff that already can be proven somewhat at the top. I guess you could put that there as well. And then as obviously as it goes down deep, we get into stuff that things like Bethesda shooting themselves in the foot to make profits later on, stuff like this. I know it gets a bit weird, so alright, let's get on to the first one. The truth behind Vault-Tec. Now this one is actually known very well, but in case you're not aware, Vault-Tec was a company backed by the federal government, I'm pretty sure, and I'm not going to do too much research, so I'm going to just a lot of pretty sures and stuff, but from what I know, because I can't be bothered looking it up too much, that the long story short is that they are actually evil, and they wanted the bombs to be dropped, if not actually somehow were behind the atomic apocalypse. There's not much else to be said on this one, so because this is very well known. So, all right, number 2, the Great War. Now, this is a kind of interesting one to start off at the top, because this one is always debated on who was behind what. Now we know that the United States in this fictional universe Fallout there was a worldwide fuel shortage, and China was another superpower, and pretty much what ended up happening is everything kind of went nuclear, and China was doing more or less the same thing, and eventually it got that bad that China had to, or wanted to invade Alaska for resources, and this started the war, and there was the battle at Anchorage, which the Americans won, apparently. I mean, I think that's even debated upon, because the only evidence is through what was said, quote unquote, by the government and the simulation. That's all I know about that one, so moving on. Alright, as we go deeper and deeper, here's number 3. Stealth Boy side effects. So pretty much what I could find on the wiki page for this one, so I'm starting to do some research as we go deeper and deeper, because like I was saying earlier, the other ones are well known, they're easy to find. It's more or less opinions on the ones at the top. So the side effects. So while the military and stuff did the test, they didn't seem adverse effects on humans, but what they ended up finding out is Stealth Boys increased the risk of schizophrenia. Now in Nightkin, yes, but I mean, Nightkin are just, they're super mutants which were humans, so this kind of implicates that there was some shortcuts, and as permanent, Stealth Boy users nearly show always severe symptoms of paranoid schizophrenia, such as paranoia, hallucinations, or delusion. Some will probably know from New Vegas that Dr. Henry in Jacobstown was researching the side effects, trying to help the Nightkin, but It is what it is. Alright, number 4. The Lonesome Drifter is the mysterious stranger's son. Okay, so apparently the Lonesome Drifter was born in 2253 in a small town in Montana. His childhood was marred by the sudden departure of his father, a real mysterious fella, even while he was with his mother. As a result, his mother was forced to work her fingers to the bone and provide the family for the Drifter until the Drifter mastered his guitar, right? The Drifter found work in Montana's coal mines, and at 15 worked the black seams until his mother passed away after a life of hardship. Angry and frustrated, the Drifter packed his guitar and the mysterious Magnum, the only mementos of his father, and took to the road and tried to find him and get some answers. So there's a lot of evidence suggesting that he indeed was the mysterious stranger's father. And another thing, if the courier has the mysterious stranger perk and the lonesome drifter is targeted in VATS, the stranger will not kill him. So there's some. I always like this one. I've heard about this one before. So yeah. Moving on. At number 5. The Enclave were the good guys, and they were always the good guys. You see, the Enclave are actually a certain part of the government from before the war, and it's an unpopular opinion, but a lot of people actually agree that the Enclave are somehow the good guys throughout the whole, the whole thing, because people always found it fishy that Fallout 3 always painted the Enclave as a post-apocalyptic, like, Nazi thing, and right, so people obviously came up with reasons why they're good, on the internet, and this one actually resonates with me because, I don't know, there's some things that support why they're ultimately good for the capital wasteland, honestly. So that's a bit in my opinion, but this is an actual thing. Here's a weird one. Number 6. They are dinosaurs in Point Lookout. Point Lookout was a DLC for Fallout 3. Long story short, the myth started when dinosaur bones were found in the DLC. The remains are located near a coastal grotto on the east coast of the Point Lookout. But under the water, there's a skeleton of a T-Rex, right? Beside it's a locked safe with general loot. That has nothing to do with it. I'm on the wiki, so I'm reading word for word, so I'm skipping around. But the T-Rex bones led many players to believe that there's actually alive dinosaurs hidden around Point Lookout. But so far, nothing had to be found. I'm not sure if they found anything in the files, but a lot of people thought it was leading to a little bit more than an Easter egg, I guess you could say that. Yeah. That's all I could find on that, to be honest. Alright, sticking to ominous aquatic creatures. The Ghoul Whale, number 7. But in conversation between 2 caravan guards in Bunker Hill, this is in Fallout 4, one tells the tale of her grandpappy seeing a ghoul whale named Old Peg while gathering mylark eggs on the beach. The guard describes the creature as being one of the many ravaged by radiation, having grown in gigantic size, creating tremendous clamouring sound as it emerged from the ocean, causing her grandfather to flee. Now, this is a weird thing because it was never really in the game, it was found in the files, but people think you can still find this dark, ominous creature living beneath the ocean of the Boston Harbour. That's all I could really find on this one through Wiki. I mean, there's probably other things I could find on Reddit. Just saying someone found it, but I'm pretty sure, no one has found it. So, on to the next one. Number 8. As we go deeper. and deeper. Cats are extinct synths. Now, as you might better see in the thumbnail, I'm going off the same theories and conspiracies and knowns and what have you. I can't actually find anything on extinct synths, but there is discussion that they are spies. Unlike the ravens and crows, which is actually a really well known one, so this is kind of a no-brainer. I mean, if they've got eyes in the sky, they've got eyes on the ground. There's not much else to say. But if I suppose if Connor or whatever is watching this, can you let me know what they mean by extinct synths? That doesn't make much sense to me. On to the next one. We're moving on. Number 9. Underwater civilization. In the Fallout 4 harbour. Underwater somewhere in the ocean. Now, there's actually evidence to back this up, like there was for the one in New Vegas, the Mysterious Stranger one. This is why I like this one, because there was a quest called 20 Leagues Under the Sea, which had an underwater vault, right? And obviously there was one that was found, and yada yada yada. There's not much to say, really, other than people still think there's an underwater civilization somewhere there, somehow. But they're video games, a lot of people can find most of the things, but if they've seen it, they think they've seen it. There you go. Number 10! Cut content from New Vegas. I think people know about this one a lot. I know this is kind of strange because it's a deeper one on the list, but doesn't make much sense to me. But it is what it is. I mean, it is what I said. But I'm going to try to lengthen this one out because I don't want to. This wasn't able, to be restored until not that long ago. There's even one ending where no one wins the dam, and a lot of people really like some of these endings, and they're a shame. Obsidian didn't actually end up implementing these endings, so this was a kind of a newer thing. Yeah. Moving on. As we go deeper and deeper and deeper, number 11 or 10. Anyway, the child killer perk. Now, everyone knows how annoying kids are in all the Fallout games. But what if I told you there was an option? You had an option. And you know where I'm going with this because I just mentioned it earlier. In Fallout 1 and 2, especially 2, this was nearly a thing. But the European government did not like this, and they forced their hand, Bethesda's hand, or not Bethesda, Obsidian at the time, to just get rid of children, I'm pretty sure, in the game completely. But some believe, even in the newer games, that somehow there is that perk, and there's one way to get it. And you can do enough things to go to hell at that point, I guess. So that's a very dark one. A good one for a deep one. Alright. Moving on. Number 12. All the Fallout games are in their own reality or hallucination. Pretty self-explanatory to me. All hogwash, doesn't make any sense at all, but it is a deep one. It is possible. Typically when I think about these, I don't like to think about simulation in a simulation, because that's what it's kind of referring to, and that's just lame in my opinion. I don't think Bethesda or Obsidian would want it to be like that. Now, I guess there is references because Operation Anchorage was a simulation. The one we saw, right? That's what I was referring to earlier, so kind of unknowns on this one. But it's pretty self-explanatory. Just a few more to go, then I'm probably going to make another part, so another video on this. So moving on. Number 13, one of the last. We're in deep waters now, boys. This one is a Reddit one, so it is going to be probably just wacky. Alright, so I'm going to try to condense this one down. This one will go for a little bit. So, to those who are unfamiliar with Fallout 2, the wrecked highwayman relates to the vehicle the Chosen One can repair and drive in Fallout 2. Indeed, when entering the wrecked highwayman's locale in New Vegas, my Chrysalis Highwayman, the music that would play when driving across the landscape in Fallout 2 kicks in itself, seems a pretty big nod to, as though the vehicle belonged to once. Never mind the fact that you find energy cells and microfusion cells in the trunk of the car where that used to fuel the thing. Now heading north into Novak, you encounter that gun, which is very similar to the 223 pistol also seen in Fallout 2, and is the only place in game you can pick the weapon up, with the standard version becoming available once Gunrunner's arsenal has been installed. But that doesn't mean anything here. This leads everyone onto Nobuck Noonan. This guy was on it for years without knowing his exact age. Appears roughly similar to his age that would be chosen for 2281. If you speak to Noonan, he reveals that he was stung in the head by a rad scorpion, which would appear to be the cause of his mental health problems. Yet, as we know, in his rambling, roundabout yet eloquent manner, Noonan actually does talk a modicums of sense, albeit in a rather cryptic and indirect way, whilst also making mention of a talking rat, which could relate to the brain, the intelligent rat also encountered in Fallout 2. So people think he is the main character from Fallout 2, and the ages match up. So that is a real deep one. So one more to go. Alright, the last one. We're very deep, but we're not the deepest yet. We've got another part to go. But Shawn isn't your son. This one was very popular when people just started finishing Fallout 4. I mean, through all the lying and all the propaganda, I guess you could say, the synths put out and all the misinformation, how could you really actually believe Shawn was your son? This is debated a lot. Personally, I think he's your son, and a lot of people think he is too, because depends what you make your character look like, and the mother as well. That's what the son will look like. But I mean, it's possible that the synths, I guess, before the war somehow, well, the Institute rather, somehow, got the data. Oh, well, we'll make the kid look like this. It's just, I probably should have not ended with this one, but this one's kind of a mindfuck, because it's really drilled into your head that Shawn is your son, and I think there's actually a good chance he isn't. And maybe that's just poor storytelling on Bethesda's part, but yeah. So thanks for watching. I'm probably going to end it there. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you subscribe, because as you can tell with many YouTubers, you don't subscribe. It's fine. I should have said that at the start of the video anyway, but I know the real OGs stick around. Let me know if you want to see another part. I'll probably will make it anyway without your say, so I don't really give a shit. But JSB, we back.